Uh, Peace to the family, peace to the brothers. Um, the last two scriptures that I went over, um, I'm gonna touch on those in a little bit, as well as far as the Hebrew language. But I do want y'all to talk. So Sean, get your hand off your head because I do have questions, and I need y'all to answer some of them if possible. So in the beginning, right, Genesis chapter two, well, no, Genesis chapter one, verse 26. Um, it says, and the Most High made man in his image. In his image he created him, male and female he created he them, right? So leading biblically, as Joseph did, you have to go back to the beginning, right? So the word for male, um, uh, bro, yeah, Joshua, dang, that is so difficult. Joshua, is it possible for me to be able to share my screen a little bit?
Absolutely, absolutely. Go right ahead.
Uh, I think you gotta give me co-host, or can I do it? Let me see. Can I do it now?
I think you should be able to do it from there.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got it. All right. Does everybody see my screen?
Yeah. Yep. It's empty, but yeah, there we go.
All right. Okay. Boom. So the word for male is zakar. The word for male is zakar, which means male. But when you go back to the root, so every Hebrew word, the root of it is always going to be a verb because we are an action oriented people. Everything has to do with concrete action, right? So the word is a car, which is male. Before you are a man, you are male, and that means to remember, to recall, to call to mind, to make mention, to record, to make a memorial. So the first thing that before you are a man, even whether you're young, whether you old, your primary job, right? Um, uh, Joshua spoke about the aspect of names, right? So when the Most High named male and female, the word is important. So your primary job is to remember, but remember what? So before you can remember, that means that you first must be what? Before you can remember, yeah, you gotta raise your hand. Just come. Before you can remember, you must what? You must first do what?
Be taught.
Absolutely. Maybe I ain't spelled that wrong. Absolutely. So we're gonna go to Deuteronomy, if I can spell that right. Deuteronomy 6:4. So Yehoshua went down to man, you know what I'm talking about.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Do what you do, my brother.
All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing real quick because I don't want y'all to continue seeing me misspell Deuteronomy. So the what is called the Shema, right? Or the word Shema, but it says, "Hear, O Yisrael, the Most High, our God, the Most High is one." Right? The word is Shema, which means typically people say Shema just means listen, but it also means it means truly to listen with the intent to obey. So as a male, you must first hear the word of the Creator, hear the word of the Most High, hear the word of the Father, right? Before you can even begin to remember and then walk it out. Um, Secondly, so the first thing is to hear. First thing, in order to lead your house biblically, you must hear. Let's go to I'm gonna go back because I know how to spell this word. So I'm gonna go back to I'm gonna go back to blue letter and go to Proverbs 29 and 18, I think. 29 and 18.
What was that scripture? Deuteronomy.
Chapter 6, starting at verse 4. And brother Joshua read 6 through 9. But the Shema is 4 through 9 altogether. All right, so you first must hear. Now after you hear it, then you got to see it. So Proverbs 29:18. Typically people say where there is no vision, the people perish. That word is translated as perish, is not perish, but we're gonna get to that in a second. Where there is no vision. The word for vision is kazon, right? So typically, kazon is is more of a prophetic um, or divine, as it says, divine communication or divine message from the Creator to you. So without vision, without a man having a vision, you back up, without a man having a vision, then it says that they're going to cast off restraint. It says perish, right? But let's look at what it actually means. It means to be loose, to show lack of restraint, to let go, to let loose, to ignore, to let alone. So as a man, first you must hear the Creator. You must know what is his primary instruction for you before you even get a household. You have to know the primary instruction for you as the male, as the headship, as Joshua was talking about, as the leader. You must know what is your instruction. And now after that, now you should be sitting quietly in order to get vision. You should be seeking the Father for the vision for you. Why? Somebody said, why must you have a vision before you have a household? Okay, 3 seconds. Nobody want to answer. It's all good.
I was
I'm
leaving
trying
it
to.
open to them.
Oh, I know.
You have to have a vision before you have a household because basically you'd be like a body without no head. You have nowhere to go. You have no goals. You have no standards. So that vision is necessary for the house to come in to fulfill that vision.
Come on now, Elkanah, because um, as Joshua said, the woman was created. Was somebody else speaking? Oh, okay. The woman was created as a what?
Help me.
A helpmeet.
Helpmate.
Okay, thank you, Adriel, thank you, Josh. So as a helpmeet, so how can she help you if you don't have anything to do?
Woo!
What is her purpose in your house if the Most High built her, gave her all the tools that she needed in order to go into your house and help expand and build the vision that He gave you? If you don't have a vision, what is that going to make her do? It
Come on.
says it's going to cause her to, and cause your children, once you get your children, to be ignored, to be left alone, to be loose of restraint. They're going to be everywhere. They're going to be everywhere. So you have to have a vision, which means that you have to be able to sit and to listen to the Creator so you can get instruction. Because without it, your household, you are going to reproduce chaos in your household. Vision leads to covenant and order. Without vision, it leads to chaos and death. You got to have a vision. All right, so after you hear it, then you got to see it, then you speak it. I don't need to go to the scripture for this because we all know it says the Most High did what for creation? What was the Most High? What was the Creator's method of creation? His speech. So that means that after you hear it, after you hear the instruction, then you see the instruction, your personal instruction, and now you must be able to speak it. Because a man who is not able to articulate his vision doesn't have one. If you gotta go to your bookshelf and be like, yo, I did write it down. I wrote the vision and made it plain, but you never internalized it. So if I ask you, Sean, what's your vision? I'm just playing. I'm putting you on the spot because you're on camera. Now I just want to make sure you don't fall asleep on me. But if I ask you, what is your vision? Do you got to go to a notebook or can you spit it? You ain't got to give me the extended version, but you should be able to articulate it because once you have your wife, if she's a woman of Yah or a woman of the Most High, she's going to be asking you, so what am I coming to your house for? And if your answer is just to make babies and make sure I'm full, she probably ain't going to want to stay there. Okay, Naki? My brother? Yes, Elkanah.
Shalom, shalom. I just like to be transparent, and my transparency, I expose my weaknesses, and when I do that, it forces me to do something about it. So, how can I be upset with my wife if I don't have a vision? If she's not listening or respecting me, it's kind of ironic for me to feel any type of way that my wife is doing or my house is out of order if I'm not operating in my full calling or operating in the vision that the Most High has given me.
Absolutely.
And maybe for the young people that's not married, work on that vision before you add people into your lives, because it's just going to be extra pressure, extra stress, all because you didn't build things up in order. And the Most High, He operates in decency and in order. And a balance is a delight in His eye. So if I'm out of balance, if I'm out of whack, it just makes things harder. So I need to work on my
Absolutely.
vision. Hallelujah. Thank you.
Hallelujah. Nah, all praises to the Most High. Okay, my brother. Um, yeah, that's we, and I'm once again. This is interactive, so you got questions, comments. As long as that's okay with Brother
Oh
Joshua,
yeah.
then
Oh
okay.
yeah.
But even what the brother just said, right, in regards to how can you be mad that she's not really respect? A woman is built to take your vision and multiply it. So that's like, think about it. If you go to a job, right, you get hired onto a job, which means that you applied, right? She wanted to be with you. She gets hired. You get hired onto a job, and they have you, and you ready, right? Because this is the job that you wanted to do. But instead of actually giving you daily tasks, they sit you over in the corner and allow you to scroll on your phone. Now, you might be okay with getting paid for maybe a month or two, but after a while, when they just got you sitting in the corner and you're not being utilized, you're going to be upset. You're eventually not going to want to come to work. You're not going to have the spirit of joy that you need in that employers, right? For those who run businesses, you want your employees joyful to come in. For those who are married, you know, if your Isha ain't feeling it or your wife ain't feeling it for a week or two, and she quiet and she's slumping around the house, that drains your spirit. Joshua, am I lying?
Oh yeah. That's facts.
That drains your spirit. But sometimes it's because you haven't given her something that she needs in order to feel as if she's fulfilling her purpose, which is to make your vision blossom with the tools, the gifts, and the talents that the Most High gave her. You are supposed to take that, right? And with that note, let me ask y'all a question. What is a husband? Is just like, it don't have to be just, what is a
Stewart.
husband? Uh-huh. A steward of what? When you think about the
Oh,
aspect of a husband, not husband to wife. What is the other definition of a husband? Let me put it like that. Okay, cool. No sweat. Husbandry. What about that? Does that ring any bells? When somebody says husbandry, what are they talking about? Hyman?
Oh
Hi man, you
no.
got your hand up?
Oh,
No,
oh.
no, no, no.
Okay, all right, all right. Um, okay, so husbandry. It is talking about gardens. Have y'all ever heard those people say, I am into husbandry, as in people who work on gardens? So why would the word for a man having a wife be the same word for tending to a garden? And where was Adam at the beginning? He was tending to a garden. Now, your wife, your children, those are aspects of your garden. And as a husband, it is your job to make sure that they are pruned, make sure that they are watered, make sure that they are protected. It's not by coincidence. Adam was trained because he was working before Eve or Kawa came, right? He had two jobs.
Nope.
The Most High told him to serve it, which means abad, The Hebrew word is abad, which means to serve, as in like one servant. That word is abad. So you are working it. And to shamar, which is to guard it, which I'm kind of going a little ahead, but regardless, is those two. So as a husband, your primary service is to serve and to guard that which the Most High gives you dominion over. You don't have dominion to have your chest out. You have dominion because you have the Most High put the strength in you to have to be able to hold the responsibility to make sure that which He puts under your care, He knows is going to be taken care of and going to flourish. Right? Let me go back to my order. So the aspect of speaking it, that kind of made me go off, but it's okay. Once again, this is interactive for me. Speak it. So I want to go to and Brother Joshua said the same thing. Watch what you say. Because it said, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. So after you hear the word of the Most High, after you see the vision that He gave you and it is internalized, now you must speak it. But if you're speaking death over you, over your vision, over your purpose, over your wife, over your children, you're going to eat the fruit of that. Those are going to be seeds that you planted in your household, and now you can't be mad when thorns and thistles and wild grapes grow in your vineyard, right? The Most High said, and I ain't gonna try to. The Most High said in Jeremiah, I believe is what chapter 2, I want to say, and this is my thought. He said, I planted a beautiful garden. Okay, all right. All right, I'm on trip. Jeremiah chapter 2, and starting at 21. Yeah, I planted thee a noble vine, wholly a right seed. How then are you turned into a degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? The Most High knew what He planted. The words the Most High spoke to Israel was life. I'm gonna make you. You will be a segulah, or a peculiar treasure unto me, which is another aspect of. Okay, let me stay with speech. Hold on. So He knew what He planted. The words that He was giving into Israel was to encourage, was to support, was to make us feel like we could be the people above all people. So if that's what you're doing, then you should reap that in your household, unless you got somebody that you need, But that's a different story. We're talking about how you lead. Her response has a lot to do with what you lead, but she still has a choice. But if you're doing what you're supposed to do as a righteous man, the Most High will make sure that you're taken care of as the righteous man. So, all right, boom. So we got the aspect to speak. I do want to go to the aspect of matter of fact, let's go there. Exodus 19. If y'all got any questions, like I don't have a problem with y'all talking to me now. Don't make me just talk by myself. But all right, Exodus 19. This is the Most High is the husband to Israel. The Creator is our Maker, right? I believe it's Isaiah in the 50s. Don't quote me on the exact chapter, but in the 50s it says, Yod Hey Wah Hey, or the Most High is your husband, which is not Ish, it's Baal, which means Lord, but is used as husband. The Most High is your husband. So if we are made in the image, which is why we went back to the beginning of the Creator, then we must do to our wives what the Most High did to Israel. So Exodus 19:5. When I talk about a vision, this is the Most High's vision for Israel. Going back to Chazon, He says, now therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then you shall be a peculiar treasure unto me. That word is segulah, which is peculiar treasure, strange, hidden, unto me above all people. And ye shall be a kingdom of priests and a set apart nation. These are the words which you shall speak unto the children of Israel. This is what the Most High said. This is what you will be. If you follow my lead as as your husband, if you follow my lead, this is what you're gonna be. I want to go somewhere else real quick, and then I got one more thing, and then I'll be out your way. Uh, Ezekiel chapter 16. Um, Andrea, go ahead, Aki, my brother.
Can you break down how Christ loved the church and gave his life for it?
Can I break down how
So
Christ? Um, in what sense? You mean like just in terms of what that means or how it applies to what we're doing?
yes,
So
how it
okay,
applies.
so um, I will. So the aspect of what that's talking about is what I'm saying here. Yahusha or the uh the Messiah, that's English. The Messiah was a servant to the body. He didn't come for everybody to serve him. He's a servant. So just as he was a servant and gave his life as a literal sacrifice then, but we are to sacrifice ourselves in the sense of you're here to serve, which is goes back to the beginning in Genesis where it says you are to serve and to protect. So he was serving and he was protecting the body by the way that he lived and the way that he gave his life up, literally. But you are to do it spiritually. That makes sense?
Fine. It does. Yes, it makes sense.
All praises, all praises. So even with that, right, you're talking about the aspect of the Most High being the the covering or the head of Israel, right? So Ezekiel chapter 16, this is what the Most High said that he was going to do to what he did for us. Andrea, go ahead, Aki.
How do you um how do you handle if I'm trying to say if you had a foundation, a solid foundation, right? Um, and you're going over the commandments, you are um teaching as you rise up, as you wake up, and as you actually you give an instruction that the Most High gave you, and the person does not follow those instructions that the Most High gave you, what do you do?
Okay. So if you are walking the way that the Creator told you to walk, and not you, let's say someone is walking the way that the Most High is telling them to walk. He's hearing from the Creator, he's walking it out truly, and he gives the instruction, and those who he gives the instruction to, they aren't necessarily taking heed. Okay, so now, well, I'm gonna ask you scripturally, the Creator before he necessarily chastised, what did well, you ain't gotta ask a question. I'm just gonna answer it. That means that the word may not be understood. Do they understand what it is that you're instructing them? Maybe you have to break it down another way. The Most High sent prophets, right? It says in the book of Jeremiah, Joshua, am I lying? He sent prophets day and night. He said, I sent my prophets early to come and talk to you, which means y'all already got Torah, but I'm still sending somebody to maybe give it to you another way. Maybe you need a parable. Maybe you need to see it happen. Maybe you, as in, you need to see me exhibit it. Make all of these things, and then if that person truly understands, So there is no disconnect when it comes to understanding. And now you're just being rebellious. Well, now I have two choices. Either I can continue with you and your rebellion and pray over you and have mercy and long suffering, just like the Most High did, or eventually, once again, we're just following the pattern of the Creator. I sent prophets to make sure you understood. Okay, you understand? Now I'm going to show you loving kindness by continuing and hoping you turn. Now, if you don't turn and if you don't fall in line, well, now, as it has been written with Abraham, he said, well, you need to remove that tent peg. After you've given mercy, after you've given instruction, after you've prayed to your creator to figure out what is it in me and make sure I'm right, so that, okay, Most High, it's not me, it's her. Okay, I'm gonna give her long suffering. I'm gonna give her more instruction. But then after that, if you're not with the vision, then you against the vision. That makes sense?
It makes yes, yes, it makes a lot of sense.
May I add?
Go ahead, Aki. I mean, bro.
Darren the Inspirer. You good,
So-
Dawood. Flow the way you flow, man. I just say as long as we not I'm texting it on the WhatsApp, I'm good. But you in your
Okay.
space, man. Operate the way you operate, all right?
Thank
Darren the Inspirer, it was going to you. Before Darren the Inspirer say something real quick, I like the analogy that you brought from the book of Yashar, the upright. Remove the tent peg. Because it's a nice amount of people that don't subscribe to that. But when you talk about remove the tent peg, it's like I knew exactly what you was talking about. Darren, the Inspirer, it's on you.
Thank you. And so for a lot of people, it becomes difficult in a situation where the people that you're leading, may not be listening, may not be following, especially if it's a wife, and the scriptures spell out the reasons that we have to be able to put a wife away. But there are other scriptures that talk about letting unbelieving depart. There's something about a bright light that can be so blinding that darkness don't want to be around it. I'm not telling you to purposely antagonize those that are around you or those that are among your circle, but there are some that look for the little bit of leaven in each of us so that they can have room to skirt about us. But if you don't leave any room for that, and you make sure your light is always shining so bright that anybody dark is either going to be blinded by it, or they're going to want more of it and be curious about it and want to know how can they get rid of their darkness. So as it pertains to what do you do if somebody's not following you, you keep going and you don't look back. The biggest problem that I see in most marriages today is everybody's afraid of what's going to happen to my spouse for them not listening. Don't worry about all that. You're going way beyond your pay grade and you're trying too hard. It is not up to you. Their salvation is not unto you. They are only sanctified by you if they are under you and pleased to dwell with you. Pleased to dwell with you means that they are following the order of your household, whether they have faith in the Father or not. They're not going against the grain. Now, as far as examples in the scriptures of where we can look to and what we can glean from this, we got tons of examples, but we don't know what life would have been like if Abraham didn't hearken to his wife and went in unto Hagar, because he wasn't supposed to do that. He was supposed to keep going and do what the Father told him to do. Adam was supposed to keep going and do what the Father told him to do. And don't worry, if Eve went over there and ran off and ate the apple, hey, that's on you. It's not like you tell her not to. But whatever she does after that, whatever anybody does after that is totally up to them. Now, we got one example with Lot. Now, if Lot had turned around to go try to save his wife from turning into a pillar of salt, guess what? He'd have turned into one too. He had to have the charge to know that I'm going to keep going. And if she turns around and looks back, she got the same instructions I did. Notice in the scriptures, they don't spell out that Lot's wife heard from the father the instructions and Eve heard from the father the instructions. They got the instructions. We all get the same instructions. So you don't turn around for nobody, and don't be afraid to let the Most High take away from you what may need to be taken away from you, because only he can do that. I hope I'm making myself clear. I yield.
Makes a lot of sense.
Man, you got 2 thumbs up over there with Sean. Sean gave you 2 thumbs up. Darren Inspired. He said that make a lot of sense over here. Don't turn around for anyone, man. That's something else right there, Dawood. Back to Dawood. What you got, Dawood? You've been unloading on us.
Not that's That's facts, Darren. That's but you have to have mercy. Now, the Most High tells you when it's over. You don't cut somebody off prior to the Most High telling you to, because remember, you made a covenant. If it's your wife, you made that covenant. And you have to be able to make sure that you are hearing from the Creator, because maybe it may take her more time than it takes you in order to understand the instruction. But once he do tell you it's time, yeah, shout out of there. She out of there. But all right, so back to Ezekiel 18. And great question, Adria. All right, so once again, what the Most High did to us, right? He said, now, this is his love story to Israel. He said, now when I passed thee and looked upon thee, and behold, thy time was come of love, and I spread my skirt over thee and covered thy nakedness. Yea, I swear unto thee, and enter into a covenant with thee, saith Adonai the Most High. And you became mine. Then washed I thee with water. Yea, I thoroughly washed away the blood from thee, and I anointed you with oil. I clothed thee also with broidered work, and showed thee with badger skin, and I girded thee with fine linen, and I covered thee with silk. I decked thee with ornaments, and I put bracelets upon thy hands, and a chain on thy neck, and I put a jewel on thy forehead, and earrings in thy ears, and a beautiful crown upon thy head. So I'm gonna stop right there. But the first thing he did, he said he washed what? He washed us. Now, if I'm not mistaken, in the book of Tehillim, commonly called Psalms, there's a verse that says, be washed with the word, ain't it?
You got that in Ephesians too.
It might be Ephesians,
Ephesians
actually.
chapter 5.
Yeah, to wash your wife with the word, right?
Yep.
Doesn't that sound like what the Most High just said he did to us? To wash us? So that means that you must wash your wife. That means you must be teaching. That means you must be preaching. I mean, not preaching. You must be teaching. You must be praying with her. You must be leading her. There are three hats that you have to wear in your house. There's the priest, there's the prophet, and there's the king. The priest sanctifies. So that means that you are sanctifying your wife, you are setting her apart, you are setting your children apart, you're teaching them because the priest also taught, you are making sure that they understand the word. Once again, going back to the Shema, the prophet hears, which means which goes back to the aspect of having a vision, goes back to the aspect of asking the Creator, what am I supposed to do? You gave me this wife. These are her talents, Most High, that you built, that you put inside of her. What am I to do with these talents? You've given me these children. Some of them like me, some of them like her, some of them are a combination. Why are they here, and what am I supposed to be doing with them? The prophet is supposed to hear and then move. And then you have the king. The king is the lawgiver. And they had one thing that most people don't really remember about the uh, requirements of the king. They hear about, of course, it has to be from your brother, and don't multiply wives or horses or silver or gold. But most people forget that they had to write out the Torah. They had to literally copy out the Torah themselves, and then they had to keep it with them every day. So, as the king of our house, that means that we are supposed to know the Torah, or know the instruction, know the word of the Creator. And we are supposed to not only know it, we're supposed to embody it and then lay down the law in our house, teach it like a priest, speak it like a prophet. And then I think I have one more, and then I yield. Once again, y'all ain't talking to me, so it's not me just talking. Y'all just don't want to talk to me. All right, we're going to Psalms 127. Tehillim commonly called Psalm 127, verse 1. It says, except the Most High build the house, they that labor in vain that build it. And except the Most High keep the city or guard the city, the watchmen guard but in vain. That word there is really guard. I can show it in Hebrew if you need to. So I went here as the last one, right? For the last two. So you going back from the beginning, you must hear, you must hear, you must see, you must speak, and then the last two, I know we went through a whole bunch of other stuff in between, but you must build and then you protect. This verse sums up the last two. Unless Yahuwah build the house. So that word build is banah. The Most High is building the house. It said, unless he does it, they that labor in vain, which means it goes back to the vision. Now you are supposed to be walking out the vision. But if the Most High is not leading and guiding your steps in order to build it, then you're doing everything that you're doing in vain. Everything that you're doing for the house, the working the 9 to 5 and then the 5 to 9, the getting the houses and the cars and the talking and all of that is for naught. All of it is for nothing if the Most High has not given you the blueprint in order to build. And I got you out. Let me just finish this up. So also with the word build, right? The word there is banah. So that's the root, which means to build, so on and so forth. Joshua said Ben earlier for son, right? You said Ben for son, right? Yeah.
Right.
And then Bot. Bot is daughter. Ben and Bot. The Ben is your son, the Bot is your daughter. Both of them, the root of both of those is banah, is to build. Which means that when the Most High is giving you children, he is in building your house. But that also means that he's going to give you a blueprint in order for them to be built up properly. In order for you to, going back to and then I'm gonna come back here, and then Adriel, I got you. Going back to what you said, that was Proverbs 22:6, right? For train up a child. Yeah. We say the word train. That word is a little bit stronger than train. That word is kanak, which is Enoch's name. Kanak, which means to train, to dedicate, or inaugurate. To dedicate. When you training somebody, it's like you go to a job, you train them, they go home, they do whatever they want to. To dedicate is to give their entire being to the Creator. It holds more weight when you're talking about dedication. When you dedicate yourself to something, that means every aspect. So this is saying to dedicate your children to the way that they should go. Dedicate them in every aspect, how they get schooled, who they hang around, what they're allowed to watch, what they're allowed to wear. Everything is dedicated to the way so that when they get older, everything in every aspect of their lifestyle has been dedicated to the Creator from the beginning. So that when they get older, I remember everything that my father and my mother taught me. My father dedicated me. And then the aspect going back to Psalms, and I'm done. Except Yahuwah or the Most High keep the city, watch over the city, guard the city. That is a lot. After you have built, after you have seen the vision, after you and your wife and your children are moving toward that vision, and now you are building it, it is your job to protect it. Not just physically, but spiritually, emotionally, in every aspect. It is your job to be an holistic guard. And holistic guard. If that makes sense. And with that, I'm gonna yield.